Oh, there it goes. Holy cow. I am live. Okay. Okay, so I am watching my squeaky chair. That's not what I'm watching. But I am watching Microsoft Build 2019. Kind of wanted to do like a live thing. Never really done this before. I'm doing it for my Samsung Galaxy S6. It's actually kind of cool. Because the S6 has the live feed or the live video thing. So, but anyway, just trying to see what all you can see in the background. I don't know. Eh, nitpick if you want, right? No. All right. So I was just watching this. Um, they were talking about something with Starbucks, which I didn't really care much about. I was trying to find a little like stand for this. Okay, that was weird. So far, their live stream is doing well, but my live stream is using the same Wi-Fi, so I don't know. And I think my brother's actually still asleep, so sorry. I would play the like sounds, but I don't want to get my video taken down. This video, um, because it's Microsoft's ones. I don't have any rights to technically rebroadcast, although it would only be audio, but still, it could be I mean, granted, I'd be giving you commentary on what's going on. So I don't know. I don't know all the rules for that exactly, so I'm just playing it safe for a minute. They're just talking about Azure. I mean, of course. They're making the conversation script available as a preview in Azure. And the that cone, I guess, that was there last year, is I guess going to be available or something. Ooh, microphone array. Oh yeah, that Azure speech, thing. And it's 10:15. My computer just said. I might as well just. Gosh, dang it! Let me see here. I want to. 1 second. I'm gonna see. What are the rules? Oh, you little. What are the rules of rebroadcasting?
Here are some results.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure it out because it feels kind of weird to just like have a silent, it's just me here. So I might be able to. Wow, this was really, really gigantic font for this. But anyway, riches of non-broadcast radio stations, correction of effect, blah, blah, blah. Full article, or full title, Amanda House of... Well, thanks for literally telling me nothing there, so... Rules for rebroadcasting with commentary.
Check out these results.
This is kind of boring right now. I mean, there's nobody on, nobody's joining me yet, so, which is pretty much how that works. Let's see here. I don't care about music. I care about... Well, if I'm not, monetizing this video, wouldn't that mean that I could do this? I could technically... I want to know. Okay, you know what? I'm doing it. I don't care. Let's check out the
new features. Everything from
check
how
out
to
their
make
bots.
the multi-turn dialogue much better and more robust. How to take, in fact, the Q&A Maker toolkit, which takes any PDF document and turns it into a conversational canvas capability. So lots and lots of new features. The language modeling capabilities itself that are embodied with Lewis inside a bot framework are becoming much richer. Now, the most important thing, though, of the bot framework is the strategic importance for every business out there to build their own conversational canvas. Just like you build websites, just like you build mobile applications, it becomes very important for every business out there to be in control of their own destiny when it comes to this new platform of conversations. True. The data, that is the conversation, is perhaps one of the most important pieces of data that all of you as developers as well as organizations have. So you want to ensure that the data is helping you, in fact, be in touch with your customers, your employees, and make them richer. And that's what you see. For example, BMW decided
I'm turn this down a little bit.
Own the personal assistant experience inside their car.
So that
their
you hear
brand
me more than
to
him,
shine,
hopefully.
And they're building, using the bot framework, their personal assistant. Similarly, you have Jet. Building their customer service agent using the bot framework, because after all, customer service is something that is so key for any business. And the conversations that you have through customer service is one of the most important knowledge repositories you want to have to improve your service and products over time. And Coca-Cola is using it across a variety of functions internally with their employees, from IT to HR to finance.
Hey, which one do you like better, Coca-Cola or
Pepsi? This is so critical. When you think about conversational
those Coca-Cola machines
really about you building that capability
are
and
in the freestyle stuff? Those things every single night send information. They send data about what flavors and sodas and all that were actually
is the quintessential AI.
We're actually
AI device, which also happens
made
to be
that
the
day,
edge for
like completely.
In
Isn't
fact,
that
if
crazy?
you look at the Unreal Engine
Every single night. That's kind of crazy. And that's how they come up with like different flavors, I guess, supposedly. Although they haven't really released any good flavors lately.
More polygons than ever before to create completely immersive experiences. Right, so it's the Cloud plus Edge coming together with even amazing work that the Epic Games and the Unreal team have done in that case to be able to enable the next generation of mixed reality experiences.
I'm going to do that today, actually.
We also have now Azure services such as the Spatial
Should I download Twitter?
Which allow you to build cross-device mixed reality experiences.
I probably should.
So mixed reality to us is going to be something that's going to happen across Azure and Azure Edge.
which is kind of cool. I actually, the HoloLens, I thought would be amazing, especially when they first announced it. They didn't. I don't even think that they really talked about like in the office space really or anything like that. Although they are talking about it now, it's industrial instead of like, you know, customer based, like you, me.
PTC is using it for industrial design.
In an office space, like could you imagine having meetings from your office? Like you just be in your office still working on stuff, and then like, or just even if you actually came to the the board meeting or whatever,
is autonomous systems.
But you wouldn't have to bring any papers, any actual documents. You could just virtually put it onto the table, or onto the wall or whatever. You wouldn't have to set up any AV equipment, You wouldn't have to bring paper, so you wouldn't be wasting paper. It'd be amazing. I mean, that's how it should be implemented. It should be done all over major corporations right now. And that's how it should be.
Take them, their expertise, and help teach these machines to be able to calibrate so that you can create autonomy. And those are the two sets of things that we are doing beyond what is available, obviously, with cognitive services. And you already see these early examples. Toyota Material Handling is a great example where you have these pallets that are autonomous. And what they have done is to use AirSim and our simulation capability to create that autonomy. Shell is using our new machine teaching services as well as reinforcement learning in order to do precision drilling. So how do you take what is a very complex
they're a company that you really want to have
industrialize it
on
by
your
creating this brain out of basically reinforcement learning and machine
that are
teaching.
Using your app.
Same thing with Schneider Electric. In this case, it's about managing the temperature of rooms.
You download one Mahjong
people in space
app
or not.
And
so these are a control system, but now you have an autonomous control system loop, which is really being driven by this machine teaching with reinforcement learning.
Game. I
so
don't
we are very
need
excited
5
about the
Mahjong
types
games.
of apps and the possibilities of
what
happens with the simulation capabilities.
I have the live chat up, but
teaching.
nobody's commenting,
now,
so
that's a quick rundown of Azure. And as I said, Scott's going to talk a lot more this afternoon
I'm watching
about
this on YouTube, and then I'll watch it like myself on YouTube.
Area, which is Dynamics 365 and
this
Power
will be
Platform.
hilarious.
Now, business applications.
I actually should, because I don't know how this is coming across.
I go to anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world, the one thing that I have the real privilege of is to meet with developers, independent software developers, who are building business applications. This category
but anyway,
is the lifeblood of digital skills and software jobs all over the world. It's just not. It really sort of shines the light that there's a lot of innovation happening.
I didn't realize that this is going on at the same time. His is going on, and probably going on at the same time as another YouTuber I like to watch.
And that's why thinking about the productivity and leverage for this community is so important. Dynamics 365 has been completely rewritten to be an Azure cloud-native app. In fact, there will be a lot of sessions at this conference where we want to talk about how it's been built for microservices, completely ground up, how it's natively built for the Azure database, as well as Cosmos DB. Everything about the architecture.
Why is everybody doing things live right now? I'm trying to do something live.
All of those who build
Although my subscribers probably don't care much, but that's okay.
It's a unified solution.
I only have like 100 subscribers, so.
But most importantly, is its extensibility
I'm
framework
seriously
through
working
Power
on
Platform.
videos,
One of the
but it's
hardest
like
challenges
difficult because I'm so busy and
because there's no such thing as a canonical business process. It always changes by industry, and more importantly, it changes in time because the businesses are not constant. So how do you deal with the customization? How do you deal with even
going to my
IP from multiple ISVs in a particular instance? It's that N-way customization.
I'm checking out my channel.
Upgradability. And those are some of the things that really
it may be too loud.
Dynamics 365 solves. Now what that means is there's tremendous amount of traction for...
Okay, now it's crazy.
The Fortune 500 are using Dynamics or Power Platform. But the most interesting thing is the number of ISVs.
That's crazy. This is the first live broadcast I've ever done. So
all over the world. And now the
am concerned about my battery.
Is the most important thing here, which is you not only have access as developers to the richness of Azure, everything in Azure infrastructure, data, AI, but now you can rely on the common data model.
Thanks for the subscription,
a bootstrap
Mandy.
For all of the business process automation. To that, you can add your own entities, your own data. On top of that, you have the Power Platform that you can embed inside your own application. That means it's the workflow engine, it's the Power Apps Forms engine, as well as Power BI, which is the analytics engine. So any SaaS application can use the same extensibility framework. And then
I like that
use
name. SaaS application.
365's modular architecture as you need.
It's just
so
funny.
That's why we see ISVs who build all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom of the stack. And in fact, most ISVs will use the combination of all these layers to be able to build their application. So this is what we see at scale. And in fact, just to give you a couple of examples,
their software
is a media buying solution out of Australia.
And I guess machine learning in the cloud.
On top of Dynamics and Power Platform. Anata is building a solution for automotive, and this is for fleet management.
Which is fascinating to some people, but I don't know. I don't really care much.
They built on top of Dynamics 365, and they're using, again, Power BI, COG services, and integrating with Dynamics.
Okay.
We also have Indigene, which is a life sciences solution that's built on top of Dynamics 365. And Adobe is incorporating Power BI and the rest of Power Platform as part of their SaaS application.
Is it Periscope still owned by Twitter? I think it is.
Techniques being used by ISVs to incorporate business process automation as part of their applications. One of the other things that we're also doing is the Open Data Initiative in combination, in partnership with Adobe
at
and
Mr. Enriquez for
because one of the
Twitter.
Challenges organizations have as they adopt more
not usually on there
SaaS
too much
apps
anymore.
Is sometimes they create new silos. It's your data. It's your organizational data, whether it's about customers or suppliers or your own employee information.
I just kept getting tweets, and I'm like, stop tweeting.
Or in fact, worse yet, if it goes into some marketing campaign in some, in some channel, they become very opaque to you. So the goal is to be able to make sure that all this data is in control by you. And that's what the Open Data Initiative is all about. Open Data Initiative starts with a data model that allows you to take data from these SaaS applications, enrich them using things like Azure Data Lake and all of the AI techniques, and then put the data back inside of these SaaS applications. But what that does is it allows you to break free of any one silo. An AI-first company is one where you can take data from one system and make the outcomes of the other system better. It's not about just optimizing that one system and its data.
My squeaky chair
able to relate
is ridiculous.
The insights, the reasoning from
one
did
not forget
to improve
my password.
The outcomes in the other. And that's what the architecture of ODI enables. And in fact, you see this with what Unilever was able to do. It's a great example where they
should probably use
some of the sustainability work they were doing, digitized it, used, in this case, SAP transactional information, as well as all the things that Azure provides from an Azure Data Lake side.
It's 10:30.
The most interesting thing is they said, okay, if we're going to do all this around sustainability, what if we translated that into a campaign on the front end using Adobe so that we can even help educate and market to people on their audience who care about sustainability. So the combination of that is what was really amazing to see with Unilever, where they broke free of any one silo and were able to bring all of the data to bear to improve what their business outcome is. Now, that's about Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. As I said, it's great to think about this as another first-class part of our stack as you think about your application development.
Thank goodness.
Because business process automation is so key and part of every
Azure's interesting, I guess.
Now, switching to Microsoft 365. Microsoft 365 is the world's productivity cloud across work and life. It's that
something that people use more often. I mean, the other one was for really developers, like the Azure stuff and SaaS and
for business process workflow, because it creates
the stacked learning process kind of thing. So I completely understand if you
UI
didn't care
in
about it.
front of users
If you
all
even
day
were
long
watching.
for their communication needs.
But
it also is the security endpoint and device as well as applications. And so it's a very comprehensive solution. And it's got the main thing about Microsoft 365 is it's about starting by putting people at the center. And then thinking about all of their activities across applications, across devices. Right? That's the real change in how we think
really should
about
get LastPass.
End user computing.
Then I won't have to remember which
from the device
combination of crap
forward,
I put for my
but
password.
really thinking about the person and all the
Fine, I forgot my password,
all the devices
jerk.
in their life. That's the
My
paradigm for
username.
Microsoft 365.
Is that
And
Mr. Enriquez?
you see, the way it manifests in terms of developer opportunity.
Do you even have to put at?
With Microsoft Graph, so as things move to things like Office 365, what happens is a very rich database gets created. A database that is about people, their relationships with other people, their artifacts, whether it's their schedules, documents, projects, all of that is available as a first-class database structure for you. And now, not only is there Microsoft Graph, but it's these rich canvases, whether it's Windows,
what other ones
Office,
could there be? I only have a
Edge,
few.
and Teams. So it's that combination platform opportunity that I want to talk about. Now, later this afternoon, Rajesh Jha will also be talking.
Yeah, you can't hear me very well probably because of the stupid heater.
Office, Teams, Edge, and many of these capabilities.
No,
but I want to
stop
highlight
it.
a few things. Starting, in fact, that's what's leading to all this customer momentum. The world's brands are using Microsoft 365 today.
Send me a
and
code.
It's exciting to see even how some ISVs.
I'm just trying to get on Twitter for crying out loud.
One of the announcements at this conference
is that too much to ask for?
Too
much to ask for.
For ISVs using the permissions granted by organizations so that you can add value.
Too much
is an
to ask
HR
for.
application provider out of France, and they are working with Christian Dior to fill out their teams and skill profiles by using the Microsoft Graph data that is Christian Dior's data. So that's a good canonical example of how graph data can enable even business application vendors, and we think of this as a very rich ecosystem that's developing. Now, in fact, you see this even inside of Microsoft 365's own first-party apps. Microsoft Search, which brings universal search capability, is built on the graph structure. My Analytics, which really keeps track of my own focus and guides me to make sure that my time is being spent on things that matter the most. That's
but again, I haven't been able to get on my Twitter account,
using the graph data.
I don't know how many people are really
Cortana
following me on Twitter, so...
where we are really building out Cortana as a conversational interface for Microsoft 365 by really reasoning on top of the graph data. Talking about Cortana, we've now focused Cortana to really continuously keep improving.
Yeah, that's right. It goes to
like
Outlook.
Time to leave in Outlook is driven by Cortana. Gives you heads-up commitment every morning whenever I make commitments in email, and I forget about it. I'm reminded by Cortana about it each day so that I can keep track of the commitments I'm making. It even has suggested tasks. It's even doing suggested replies. Cortana will continue to be that assistant that spans all of the endpoints of Microsoft 365. It's also been wired to bot framework as the extensibility framework. So that means if you want to write a skill, you want to be able to then wire that skill into Cortana using bot framework. And by the way, the same skill building using bot framework, you can wire it into Alexa and any other assistant as well. So that's a way for you to think about your skills.
Security, now, I guess.
This is great. This is really progressing. But one of the things we are also hard at work at is to say, okay, if this is the first innings of what is conversational canvases, what's going to come next? Now, in spite of all the progress, you got to remember today most of the conversations that we have are still very brittle. They're truly not multi-turn. The
I don't know if I want
from
local
turn to
recommendations.
turn gets lost, especially when you know human language is complex. is complex, where the context sometimes is subtle. So therefore, how do you make sure that the natural language capabilities inside of these personal assistants is capable of having that shared context across a long dialogue versus just a few turns? The second real challenge is today, most of these assistants are command systems where you have to invoke these skills one at a time.
Okay, so
what if we can imagine a future where you can
that's
cross
amazing.
domains
I'm so
without having
glad
to
you say
invoke
that.
each skill by name? So
Multi-turn, multi-domain, multi-agent,
and of
all
course,
cloud stuff
lastly,
still.
most importantly,
Let's see here.
we need a multi-agent world. The idea that you're always going to start with one wake word and one assistant is just not like how we start on the web, for example. Just imagine, what is an open assistant future look like? Similar to an open web. That's what we want to really ensure happens when it comes to the personal assistant. So to showcase, in fact, last year we bought a company called Semantic Machines that
yes,
had fantastic natural language researchers and experts. They, along with the rest of Microsoft research community and folks in the Microsoft 365 team, are hard at work in envisioning this future. In fact, later on at the show floor, you'll be able to see some of the demos that manifest this, but I wanted to roll a video to showcase what is possible. Let's roll the video.
What do I have today?
Here's what your day looks like. Today you have take a walk outside at 8 a.m., your one-on-one with Anjali at 10 a.m., lunch with Tom at noon, and your app kickoff at 3 p.m.
Live broadcast.
Go ahead and reschedule my walk to tomorrow at the same time.
Sure. I can move take a walk outside to tomorrow at 8 a.m. Is that right?
Hashtag.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Is there a hashtag?
Okay, I've moved it to tomorrow.
Build.
And schedule a cram session with Nicholas and his manager from 9 to 1:30 today.
Microsoft Build?
And we're going to need a room in Bellevue.
Hashtag?
Oh, okay. I'll invite Nicholas Cohn and Michelle Estes to the cram session, and I'll put your meeting in City Center 2605. Does that look good to you?
Yeah. And push back my one-on-one with Anjali to tomorrow.
All right, I've booked your meeting. And here are a couple of options to meet with Anjali Bhatt tomorrow.
Cool.
Is there anything later in the day?
Let's see. How about this one?
Yeah, that'll work. And is she invited to the app kickoff this afternoon?
No, she's not on the invite.
No, please send it to her.
Okay, I've forwarded the app kickoff to Anjali Bhatt.
Great. It sounds like bot, but it's B-H-A-T, you know. Anjali.
Oh, right. After my last meeting today, scheduled 30 minutes to pick up the birthday cake.
A-L-Y.
Sure. Pick up the birthday cake.
You know, because all developers are
Yep.
Indian.
And remind me,
Or
where is my lunch
from
meeting
India
today?
or whatever.
Lunch with Tom is at Liberty Cafe.
Because let's face it, that is name from like
What's
India.
the weather going to be like?
Ugh.
It'll be mostly sunny and 71 degrees
I did not
at
say
Liberty
stop.
Cafe at noon today.
Can we eat outside there?
Yes. Liberty Cafe has outdoor seating.
And can you send directions to my car?
Connecting to car skill. Sure, directions to Liberty Cafe have been sent to your car.
When's our next review with Cyrus?
Your next quarterly review with Cyrus Nafani is Tuesday, June 11th at 10 a.m.
Schedule a 2-hour drive
Come on.
with Benjamin.
No,
Macintosh
don't
the
press
Friday before that.
plus.
All right. Does this work for you?
Yep, that looks great.
There we go.
I've scheduled your dry run with Benjamin.
Thank you.
Happy to help.
Happy to help. Blah, blah, blah.
We're very excited to continue to push towards this future with Cortana and bot framework, true multi-turn, multi-domain, multi-agent world. Now switching to talk about the canvases, starting with Windows and Office. Now, one of the great opportunities that is in front of us with over 800 million Windows 10 devices as well as a billion Office 365 and Microsoft 365 endpoints across devices is the opportunity for developers who have written applications for these platforms to extend their reach. Every app, whether it's a Win32 app, whether it's a WPF app, a UWP app, any
that's
app
why. Really?
can be annotated with graph data. And all of these applications can
What is
also
going
now
on with
incorporate
that?
natural user interface, whether it's speech, Windows Hello, Ink, and that's what we see with developers. So for example, with Windows developers, Fluid Math has built a fantastic educational app with great inking support to teach math. Concepts, which is a drawing application, in fact uses both inking as well as the Surface Dial to bring their applications to life. And when it comes to Office extensibility, for example, SurveyMonkey, now in situ in an Outlook email, even on a phone, can do the survey because of these action cards that are built into Outlook.
I wonder why it's not.
Bloomberg's taken all of their rich service and data and incorporated it into Excel using the Excel add-ins and custom functions capability. So that just shows you how Office endpoint scaffolding.
It's unlisted. Okay.
Windows gets
changing it to public
across all of the frameworks that you may have used because of the graph as well as natural user interface. So that's how we think about the future of Windows and Office development. Now, I want to talk about Edge and what we're doing with web. One of the things for us is really a set of commitments we are making to the web and web development. It starts with open source. In fact, Edge is built on Chromium. We are fully participating in the OSS community there. We've already made contributions around ARM64 support. We're also bringing accessibility support to the code base so that all browsers built on the
that explains everything.
We brought
everything. I was on unlisted.
So we're going to contribute back to the open source community so that all browsers built on that code base can get improved and get better.
I said public.
It also starts with a commitment to be truly cross-platform. We're going to have Edge on Windows 10. We're going to have Edge on Windows 7, Edge on iOS and Android. And so we're going to and the Mac. And we're going to have support for all platforms. That means end users are going to be able to use one browser across their work and life. This is great for both developers as well as IT professionals. So that's our support and commitment for cross-platform. But we're also committed to innovating on the web.
2018, that'd be hilarious.
One of the things that we're very excited about is so before I go to innovation, let me talk about privacy and security, because we're really committed to ensuring that the transparency and choice is there for anyone browsing, because the most important thing is to make sure that all the data that's being tracked and collected on the web is something that is first very much transparent to the end user, and the end user is in control about their own privacy and security. And so we want to make sure that we're pushing the envelope.
I don't know if I care much about it.
And on top of that, we also want to make sure we are innovating on the web. When it comes to innovation, the first area we are focused on is collaboration. We believe we can, in fact, bring the next generation of real-time collab to the web. With these distributed data structures that are client-side with a cloud relay, we believe
it's 10:45.
Collaboration that truly enhances productivity of the web, and it'll work across all browsers. And that's something that I want to really, really see us, push forward with great developer support, both inside of M365 and the developer community. And to show you
so I am live, but I am public now. I went for like 30 minutes on unlisted. I didn't know that.
Thank you, Satya. Hi, everyone. I'm Divya Kumar from the Microsoft Edge team. I know most of you are already trying out the early previews and have started giving us feedback, so thank you. Today, I'm going to show experiences we're working on in 3 areas. how Edge will offer a seamless web experience for enterprises,
I don't know
how
if I
we're
even...
thinking about approaching privacy, and how we can help improve productivity on the web. Let's
So what
start
about
with
privacy?
enterprise. Organizations are looking for ways to better connect their employees with resources.
Hey,
The new
if you guys
tab
want to
page on
see
Microsoft Edge
my,
that's
like,
customizable by
me talk
IT,
about
shows me my most recently used
the Avengers
documents
movie,
and other corporate
because
resources that are just
the
a
end
click
game,
away.
oh my gosh.
And with Microsoft Search, which is an enterprise
It was
search
great,
offering,
but it
using
was
Bing
also...
technology and Microsoft Graph,
It had
Edge can
plot
show me
holes.
contextually relevant
I'll
search
just say
results
that.
from my organization.
At least in my opinion.
Let's say I'm looking
And
for my
I kind of want to have a
vacation tracking
live
tool.
video
You can
about
see that
it.
it's the first result and even includes a snapshot. But what we're excited to announce today is that Edge will offer built-in support for Internet Explorer. Over 60% of enterprises worldwide use IE because they have internal sites that require legacy compatibility. Today, if I were to open this site in an older version of the browser, a separate IE window would open. I'll be forced to switch back and forth between two browsers where one has my favorites in history and the other doesn't.
It's not very big.
It's disruptive. So we fixed it. Now when I click this link, the site opens in the same window and in the same tab with IE mode. So no more jarring experiences when you hit an internal site that needs Internet Explorer.
I actually like this because on YouTube I could not switch it to the front camera, which is like, why can't I do that? Why do I have to have
now let's talk about privacy.
My device
we get a
facing
range
the front?
Of reactions from customers
because like I was gonna do it on my
how
LG.
Their browsing data is used across the web. Let's take targeted ads for example.
The Stylo
valuable,
3.
some find it creepy,
I want the 4, but the 5 is coming
care.
out, so I might just wait until I can get the 5 because I hear the 5 is supposed to be amazing. So
here's a feature we're working on.
Actually,
in the privacy and security settings, I have 3 options. Depending on which option I pick, Edge adjusts how third parties can track
instead of being like the Snapdragon 4,
unrestricted is a great option if you're fine with how things work today.
In the 400s chipset,
is a good option.
It should be in the 600s, maybe even 700s, which are new, I guess, but honestly, like the new 65 or something like that, and all the other ones that are coming out or that have come out, the Snapdragons are fantastic. Like there's ones that support gaming more than they support anything else. There's ones that support video,
and you can see that I'm on balance. And I can see the number of trackers
better video
that are allowed
camera,
and number of trackers
like
that are blocked.
60 frames per second, 4K.
Privacy is a sensitive
recording.
issue.
But
we think it's
I really like the wide-angle lens on this. The Samsung here, actually, the S6 is really pretty good. Like, there's a lot.
When I research on the web, it can be a really manual process.
Pretty decent amount of space.
I have dozens of tabs open. I've got multiple windows all arranged carefully so I can compare things.
I'm right here.
I can take screenshots for sharing and copying and pasting content into documents.
But yeah, so
it can be pretty tedious.
We're
working on a feature
LG
called
one, but
collections.
I was going to use this one because
it helps me gather, organize, and share
lens on this is actually pretty darn good. The camera on the front,
I can launch collections
and
by
it's really
clicking on
wide.
the icon on the top right. You can see that I've already created a few collections. What I personally love about collections,
like I said, this is pretty good too.
The ability to collect different types of content as I'm browsing the web, is that I can email my collections directly from Edge. I can copy and paste an entire collection into other apps. I can even export it to Word and Excel. And Edge does all the formatting for me. I'll start a new collection so you can see how it works.
Are you watching me right now?
I'm on my knees and trying to collect some photography
Person
tips.
who just texted me.
So here I am.
She knows who she is.
On a page, as I look, I can start to drag and drop content. And I can also switch tabs, and I can drag and drop text as well.
I am not even paying attention to this. This is
looking at the content
kind of boring right now. Honestly, Google I/O tomorrow will be just as boring. So I don't even know. But I do want to watch it, even though I don't care much. I really want to watch all the Star Wars movies in succession right now, but
how cool is that? Now let me open another collection I'd started
Sweet.
earlier so you can see how export to Excel
So
works.
my public
These are
listing
some of
actually
the
worked.
cameras I'd been
Put it
saving
there
up to
on
compare earlier.
there. Sweet.
Going back into share, I'm going to click on export to Excel. Collections does all the copy and pasting for me and categorizes it for me into a table that lets me do quick side-by-side comparison. It does this using the
Like I said
metadata
before, I
that
need to get a
accompanies the
trim.
site or
Or I
content
need
I
to
collected.
shave and trim.
This shows
Use
how
my razor.
serious we are about innovating on the web beyond just delivering on compatibility. We think these experiences are valuable to how we use the web today, and we look forward to evolving them with your feedback on the PC and on the phone. And now, Mike Morton from the Office Engineering team is going to introduce you to something we're calling Fluid Framework that works cross-browser. Over to you, Mike.
Great. Thanks, Divya. Today, it is my honor to represent the Microsoft 365 team and introduce the Fluid Framework. The Fluid Framework is a new set of technologies that developers can use to build experiences for any browser that break down barriers between people and barriers between apps. It allows people to
Person
work
that is
in
watching
fundamentally
live,
new ways.
although she
We're
should be
excited to share with you a
messaging
sneak
in the
preview of
live
how Fluid may
chat
change the
right
way you
now.
work with
Because
Microsoft
then,
365 apps like
you know,
Word, Teams,
you
and
guys
Outlook.
could see it.
This will
I mean,
include
not like
hyper-fast
personal stuff,
co-authoring,
but
AI
just
and bots
like
that
stuff.
collaborate with you,
Because
and
she was
components
talking
that
about
make it easy
how
to reuse content across tools. I'll start
she
with a very simple
uses
scenario,
Edge,
co-authoring a
you know,
document.
work, so
Let me type just a little bit of text.
just kind of intrigued by this. I don't technically, I don't know if I really
Great.
would.
When
I
Fluid
mean, I don't
powers
have the power
co-authoring,
to like,
collaboration feels
because I'm on a
immersive,
smartphone
natural,
right now,
and smooth.
so I
My
don't have
colleague
the
Chica
ability
here is
to
typing
like
on a machine
put like a little
backstage,
video,
but her session is going through a data center in the
of the
central United States.
live stream
Chica's
that they're
working in one of
having
these
on
four
here, but-
browsers. You'll notice Edge and Chrome both on the screen, but it is so fast.
And this is
you might not actually be able
commentary,
to tell
so it
which
should
one.
be legal.
She's actually using the Edge browser in the upper left. I'm going to go ahead and bring a pen here. Inking is even
Oh,
more
it's kind of
latency
horrible,
sensitive.
like commenting
I'm going to do some
because
quick
commentary
drawing.
because
Each of my key drawings
I
takes up
haven't been
quite a bit
paying
more
much
data than
attention.
regular plain text. We put Chica's screen
yeah.
side by side with mine. You'll see the latency is so low. It's
I'm
hard to
hungry
see the
too,
difference
by
as
the
we
way.
draw.
So
Fluid's architecture allows Chica and I to collaborate as if we were on the same device, even in higher bandwidth scenarios. But collaboration is not just about people working together, but a combination of people working together with AI. I'm going to do a little bit more text typing here.
I had like 2 bowls of cereal like 2 or 3 hours ago, so. Oh, hey, she did it. It's
Great.
cool,
As I was
Mandy.
typing that text, hopefully you noticed that it was being translated into 9 different languages, one
Whoa.
of the screens that you have over above.
Dude, it's
This
translating.
is just one example of bots participating as collaborators.
Wait,
in Fluid.
what?
Fluid will enable scenarios where we have
I think you
10
just typed
or even
in
hundreds of agents helping users in
Just,
areas
you know,
such
a
as
quick
proofing,
sentence or whatever, and
data
it
insights,
translated it
design
automatically
ideas,
on Word
security scanning,
to
and much, much more.
9 different
But I would
languages
now
at
like
the
to show you
same time,
Fluid
like all at
components.
once. There's
Here
Indian,
I have a document, and I want to go ahead and copy a table
know,
and
or
get
whatever
some
they-
input from the team members.
they call it there.
I can go ahead
That
and
is
paste it into a
badass. I
conversation
will
here.
say that is awesome.
Because it's a Fluid component, we
That
can
is
continue to collaborate
actually
on it,
really
even
cool.
across apps. I can even go ahead and filter it down to just what's relevant for the conversation.
Wow, filtering to wow,
you'll
so
see
you
that,
can share it
Chica's
on the
actually
chat.
Backstage editing data. Of
That
course, I can edit
his
data right here in
office
the main
has
document.
a,
And
like,
what's happening?
the Teams
One of us is
thing or
working in
whatever.
Teams, Chica backstage.
So you
I'm
can
working in Word.
have it
and together
just
we're collaborating on the same data
gathering
on the
the
same underlying
information
table.
that is only relevant
All
to
right,
the
let's go
chat.
back to the document
So
here.
instead of getting the whole
And I'll go
document,
ahead and
you
insert
just
a
get
chart.
parts of the
When
document
insert
that's
a chart,
only
you'll actually
relevant.
see a set of recommended
That's
charts.
really cool, too.
This is an example of a collaborative bot analyzing the data and providing intelligence on what visualization would work out best. I'll go ahead and choose this
Whoa.
chart here.
And the
I can
bot
even add a formula
just
in line in my document.
took all
I'll go
the
ahead and
information
summarize
that
or
he
do a
has
sum,
on this like little,
of the number of
you
units
know,
being
just
delivered.
basically
And I'll click enter and scroll up. And
like
again, I can
sheets
continue to
and,
change
you know,
numbers. Chica can change numbers.
whatever they call it in
backstage.
Microsoft.
And you'll see the
You know,
the chart,
yeah.
the formula.
But
and the
anyway,
underlying
it just
table all
automatically
being
built
updated
a
in real
chart
time.
for him, so he didn't have to.
You may have noticed that I got
and it's
a
automatically
email
changing it
notification
for him
from,
too.
from Chica while we're
That is so cool.
working. The Fluid framework is
So instead
just
of
about
you
new
having
apps
to like
Teams. that
put
can
in
be
the
integrated
data,
into almost any application
and
experience.
then
I'll go ahead and click on this message
you
here.
know, after the fact, making your own
And you'll see this is
chart,
not just
it
an
just
ordinary
automatically
table.
does it.
This is a fluid component.
And it's
collaborative,
changing the
it's
chart
updating in real time.
live
The scenario with word
in
teams
real
and Outlook shows
time
Fluid aiding productivity
to the
by
teams,
providing
like
low latency
in an
collaboration,
email, I think it
AI
was.
co-authors,
I don't
and
even think it was
embeddable
in the
components.
Teams chat. That is
Thank
nice
you so
too.
much for letting us share an early preview of the Fluid framework. Later this year, this technology will come to Microsoft 365 experiences and be exposed to developers through an SDK.
That'll
Back to
be
you,
cool.
Satya.
That is really cool, actually. I have
Thank you, Divya and
to
Mike. I
say,
think the world's
like, if you
ready
don't,
for another
you know,
choice when it comes
it's
to
cool
web
to
and
have this
innovation.
just,
We're very, very excited about both Edge as well as the
you know,
Fluid
making
framework
this
and what
stuff for
developers
you
can
so
do
that you
with
don't have
it.
to take as much
Now I
time
want to move to
doing
Teams.
charts
Teams
and
by
doing all this
far,
stuff.
in
You
my
can just
own
write in,
experience,
type in the information
Microsoft
real
is the
quick, you
fastest
know,
growing
the numbers, and then it
application,
just
that
automatically
I've
changes
seen.
it for you,
It's
and it makes
tremendous to
different
see,
charts.
but
You
one of
can
the
have
most
it make a
interesting
pie
things
chart,
is the
a
opportunity
bar
it creates
chart,
for
any of
developers.
those charts.
When you think about
It's
Teams,
cool.
it's a scaffolding that has 4 capabilities built into it. It has messaging, it has video conferencing and meetings, it has collaboration, as well as the ability
But
to
I'm serious, I
integrate
want eggs.
any
I'm
business
hungry.
process workflow. All these 4 things are possible using the Teams scaffolding. And
That's
we are
cool, though.
seeing
Collaboration's
tremendous
way
adoption
better
across customers.
on there.
And one of the things that really Teams for the first time has shown is that Microsoft 365 toolchain is not just for the knowledge workers. In fact, some of the fastest growing use cases
doing
in
laundry
Microsoft
last night and I
365
fell
is what we
asleep
describe as
and
first-line usage.
just like,
so this is
because my
retail
dryer
specialists,
doesn't
people
stop.
on the factory floor,
So,
in the
yeah.
hospitals using
And then I
Teams.
fell asleep
Some
and
examples,
woke up
Hendrick
at like
Sports
5
is using it for
something.
their NASCAR
And
training team. Marks and Spencer's is
and
using
then had
it
to
for
go
the
stop
retail
the
specialists
dryer
in the
because I was like,
stores.
crap. I hope
NHS is
nothing
using it to
got
bring
burned or
care
anything, 'cause,
coordination in their
yeah,
hospitals.
it doesn't know how
so
to
these
stop.
are amazing
It doesn't-
examples of how Teams and the 4 capabilities
broken.
all
So-
line up to enable
So we have to
this.
like
And
watch
to
it. So
show
every
you
time I'm
all
doing
the new
laundry, I
capabilities
can't
and
really do it,
features in Teams,
you
as
know,
well
and then
as
like go to
the
sleep
rich
or
hardware
leave or whatever.
ecosystem
Like I can leave for a
opportunity
couple
and
of
how that is
hours
developing around
because it
Teams and
takes
some of
like
the
2
new
hours
innovation. I
to
want to
dry
invite
at
up on
least.
stage Rana Amjadi from our Teams
And that's on the
organization.
highest setting,
Thanks, Satya.
but it still gets really hot though, so it's kind of weird.
Thank you. Microsoft Teams was designed to foster an inclusive work culture for every worker, from the C-suite to the first line. This first line area of the workforce, like retail associates or factory technicians, has traditionally been underserved by technology, but we're working hard to change that. Earlier this year, we introduced the Teams mobile first line experience. You can see here, first line workers, they're often usually the first to respond when something goes awry. Now they can take a picture of the situation using the smart camera, annotate it, add some context.
Okay, smart
This
camera.
situation is a cleanup, but it could be a factory chemical spill. They can mark these messages as urgent
So you can
or
like take a
important,
photo of
make sure
something,
the right
mark it
people
up,
see them right time.
be like,
They can
hey,
also
there's
share
a
the
spill
location,
here, it needs to be
making
cleaned
it
up,
easier to keep track
put it
of
in the chat.
deliveries or meet up with a team.
And
And with the new shifts experience in Teams, they can easily see their shift
honestly
schedule,
don't know.
sign up for, or swap shifts with coworkers, all right from the phone. Now, you may remember last year at Build, we showed you our vision for modern meetings. Let's take a look at how we're bringing that to life with Teams. We focus on making the meetings experience more inclusive and hassle-free with live captions.
Okay.
And make it easier for
Okay,
everyone
live
to engage in
captions.
the conversation.
So like, well, that's
With customized
fascinating. So you
backgrounds that
can
help
wait.
minimize
You can put a
distractions
background
behind
under here.
Pretend you're on the beach, or
Oh
pretend
my
you're in an
gosh.
office if you're actually
So
on the beach.
like,
Teams will also
yeah, I
help
am
you
a little
find
bit
meeting
tired,
rooms
man.
based on your proximity, making it easier for you and
She
your
knows
team
why,
to just
but,
hop into a quick huddle.
anyway.
And you'll have the full immersive meeting experience with multiple video streams like Brady
But no,
Bunch
this is
style.
kind of cool. So
But
there's
what would a keynote be
teams
without
like
a little bit
meeting
of magic?
for videos.
People joining
Video
the
chat,
meeting
basically.
remotely should feel as
And,
included in discussion
it's
as
so
if
good.
the team is brainstorming on a whiteboard.
Stop yawning.
So by simply connecting
But
a USB
what was cool
webcam
is that
to the
there's a
Teams
bot
room,
that does live
using AI,
captions.
the
So
room
like
will
when
find
you're,
the whiteboard image
you know, you don't even
and
have to do
stream it
anything.
to
You
make it
just
more
are
legible.
in a
It also
meeting,
detects people
video
and makes them
recording, you know,
transparent.
video chatting
So
with
if
each
someone
other
walks in
live,
front of the whiteboard to
and the
write
bot
something,
is
the team
translating
online will be able to
or
see
taking,
right through
you know,
them,
your words
like
and then putting a
literally
live
right through
caption
them.
on there, which is really awesome because then you know, you don't have to,
And
I guess,
all of
type
these
anything
features have
out
been
or
designed
whatever.
to work
It's
best
really
with
cool.
our ecosystem
Yeah.
of Teams devices, making meetings and callings
It was kind of cool. They also changed the background.
at your
So
desk,
like
and on the
this
go.
woman was
It's been
on there, and
so
then their
incredible
background
see what
changed
you
to a
can build
beach,
with
and I'm
our apps
like,
across so many
that seems
categories
kind
and
of weird. It's like
industries. Whether you're using Office
that'd be
365
kind of
apps,
funny to say,
any of our
hey,
hundreds of partner apps,
I can't
or
come
building
into the
your
meeting
own,
because I'm
Teams
actually out of
unifies all
town,
these
and then just like
experiences into
have
one
a
hub.
fake
And it's
background,
up
but
to you to
nobody
choose
knows
how to
because
bring
that
that to
beach
life for
looked
your organization.
realistic AF,
Whether that's
dude. It
through
was
developing
crazy.
your own solutions
So I
and
was
using
like,
Power Apps to
that's
integrate
funny.
workflows, or
Just be
surfacing
like,
actionable
I'm
canvases
actually
to
at
meet your
home,
users
but
where
you
you are.
know.
Now, Rajesh will go much deeper into how to build custom apps for Teams in the Microsoft 365 keynote. But all of these points draw on the Microsoft Graph, opening up a wide range of possibilities for empowering your people and your organization. This is the power of the Teams platform, and we're so excited to see what you build next. Now, let's check out how one of our partners, Spatial, has teamed up with Mattel to build custom solutions using
Spatial,
HoloLens
huh?
and Microsoft 365 to make collaboration a more immersive experience. Let's head to the showcase floor. Thanks.
This build is way different from last year's build. Where last year's build was more of just like a quick kind of.
Thank you, Rana. I'm excited to show you, our fellow developers, how
I wish
we
I knew how
Spatial
long
have been
this has
able to
been
enrich our
going for,
existing
because-
holographic
oh,
collaboration
wait.
app with HoloLens 2, Azure Spatial Anchors, the Microsoft Graph, and Teams.
There was actually, I
We
think
were
that
really
the thing
blown
that
away
was
by how
before
quick and
this was
easy
kind of
it
cool.
to
It
use
was
these
called
simple
the
APIs to make Spatial even more useful
what is
for our
it called?
customers
Come
by
on.
leveraging the power of the Microsoft
Imagine
Graph
Cup,
that they are already running their
and there was
businesses on.
3
example,
teams
we're going to show you how our customer
who were,
Mattel
I guess,
ideates,
finalists in this,
designs,
and they
collaborates
each
across
had
global borders
apps
on
that they
multiple brands
built
that we all know and
through
love,
Azure
like Hot Wheels, Barbie, and
and
Fisher-Price.
other stuff like
Let's
that.
take a look.
And one
So
of
I'm
them
gonna jump onto my
was
PC here, and I'm already
an
in a
asthma
Teams
related
channel.
app, which is great. I
can see
actually
Amanda's
have
posted
asthma.
some
I
cool new
just
content,
don't
but
have
why
any
don't we
inhalers
upgrade
or
this to a
anything.
live spatial meeting to
But,
get everyone on the same page. I'm actually just
my
gonna
asthma's not
click
as
over to
bad
the
as
spatial
like
tab
it
in
once
Teams,
was, so
and I get this
I'm
really
not too
cool
worried
3D
about it, I
dollhouse
guess.
view. I'm
But
gonna click into the room where I
anyway,
can see everybody, but
it's
since I have a HoloLens 2
like
here,
a
why don't I
mask
take
to
this
help,
off a
you know,
2D
with that.
screen into a 3D
But it also
meeting?
has like some
All I
kind
have to
of,
do is scan the QR code
you know, time
in
stuff
the
and
corner.
I don't know. It has a
on
whole
the
bunch of
device.
stuff. I actually kind
Scan
of
the
missed that
code.
first
Here we go.
presentation because I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing
Hey,
something.
Amanda, what's up?
I
It
think I
looks
was
like you're
getting
already in
more
here.
cereal. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm here in my
the
office,
second one-
also wearing a HoloLens 2.
Okay,
So you'll see
so
me in
these
the
guys are
room
wearing
show up as an
HoloLenses.
avatar. And all of our content that you just saw from that Teams channel is already up here on the wall.
Huh.
You can even see some of the comments thanks to the Microsoft Graph API.
Cool.
And with the new finger hand tracking in HoloLens 2, it's so easy to quickly triage content. So I can quickly just grab
Okay,
a document
her,
off the
like,
wall.
the
and
digital
toss
image
it
of
right up
her
there
in
on
the
our shared
HoloLens looks kind of
workspace
weird.
So we can
but
all take a look.
you can put
And if I want Amanda to
she's
check
got
out
artwork on
something,
the wall
I can just
that
pull it
aren't
off the
real
wall
artwork. You
and
know,
toss it
obviously.
to her.
It's just like
What do you think of that one,
augmented
Amanda?
reality. It's really cool.
Wow, that looks great.
And that's cool. Like, he
And
took
just to recap what
artwork
happened
off
here,
the wall.
I grabbed a holographic
Can-
image on the wall as a real
Holographic,
person in this room
holographic,
and threw it
thank
to
you.
an avatar who could
Yeah.
be anywhere in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, he like threw
Wow,
it
this
to
is
to
awesome.
her avatar.
Now, with the
and
new
it
hand
like
tracking
went
capabilities in the Mixed
kind of
Reality
like
Toolkit, I can
you know
also
just
have this cool new
like a
hand
little
dock.
you know plaque
Pull
or
it up,
something,
and it lets me
so
pull
that
up
she can
content
look
from
at
a
it
variety of locations,
properly.
like my OneDrive. I'm just going to scroll
Whoa.
the 3D models that are stored on it and select
He's
Sky
accessing his
Justice.
OneDrive to
There we go.
get 3D models,
And
and
let's
he
make this
brought out
life-size.
a life-size
Zoom this
3D
up a
model
little
of
bigger. And you know, Amanda, I'm thinking,
the
why don't we show off the new
character
freehand
that's
annotation
on it.
capabilities and give her some accessories?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
I think she really could use a bracelet.
So
and of
she's
course,
drawing a
the
bracelet
finishing
in
touch,
midair.
A HoloLens. Everyone needs a HoloLens.
Awesome.
Drawing a HoloLens on it.
Oh,
it's
hey,
weird.
Lynn. It looks like Lynn just joined.
I mean,
Hey, everyone.
it just looks like
I love
scribbles,
this.
really, but
Joining from my PC, I'm still
kinda
able
funny.
to participate in the experience, even without a HoloLens.
So
So are
the
you
woman
ready to
that's
see what I've been
on the
working on?
like
Yeah, let's check it out.
camera,
Since I've
it's
joined
showing
from my
a
laptop
video
via the
of
spatial tab
her
in Teams you
like
saw
on the
earlier,
wall,
I
just
can
you
easily
know,
browse and upload content
just
directly from my
augmented
PC
on there. It's kind of cool.
and
It's
upload
really
it to the
cool.
meeting.
Like I said,
Check out this 3D
I
model of
think
the
that this
This
the
is
HoloLens would be
cool.
great
You know,
in an
Amanda,
office
since
space
this is mixed
where
reality, why don't you
like
jump
they're
in
doing
and
right
give it a
now, where
spin?
you're having meetings,
Of course.
and instead of
let's
actually
try it
having
out.
documentation that's paper, you know,
Wow,
it's just
even cooler on the inside.
it's just digital.
Now,
She went inside
now,
the like weird.
Spatial's a hardware agnostic platform, and you don't need just a headset to join the experience. Let me invite Jacob onto the stage. Now he's going to show you how you can join from the device in your
Really
pocket.
kind of cool. The image, I don't know how it is
this
on
is
their
so
actual like
dope.
with the
I love it.
HoloLens.
Great
'cause
work,
that'd be kinda
Lynn.
cool.
With Azure Spatial Anchors,
But it's, like,
this mixed reality
shaky,
experience
so
shares
I
a
don't
map
know.
across HoloLens and ARKit.
I mean,
and
they still got a lot of
AR4.
work
This means that I can have the most immersive experience
have,
on
like,
a
the-
HoloLens, or I can use this Android
artwork
phone here to
is,
not only
like,
see what everyone else is
bouncing-
seeing,
everything's,
but
like,
actively
bouncing all at
participate
once.
and modify the
Off,
content as well.
it's not even on the
Nice.
wall, like per
Thanks,
se.
guys.
So
Solid meeting, and really
it
looking
doesn't
forward
look
to
like
showing
it's
this to the rest of the
just
team
hanging
tomorrow.
on the wall artwork or.
Now, if you haven't done
But
so
it's still
already,
cool.
I would really
It's still
encourage you
cool.
to integrate your app with the Microsoft Graph. All we had to do to
So
make
that's
this whole
Mattel.
experience a
Okay.
reality for our customers like
That's what I
Mattel
thought. I was
connect
like,
with one simple
they're-
unified API that leverages
made, like,
all
a,
the power of Microsoft
you know,
365.
live
And developers, if
So-
you've been waiting to
life-size
jump
version
aboard the
of
mixed reality train,
some kind of
now
action
is the
figure. It's
time,
kind of
because
funny.
the HoloLens 2 is sweet. You can now reach out and touch holograms for the first time, and it is so cool. Add on the power of Azure Spatial Anchors, and you get the ability to extend your experience to any device. So AR developers can embrace AR.
I don't know if
regardless of the
Mandy's
device they
even
choose,
watching
whether it's
anymore.
HoloLens, mobile, or
It is
anything in
kind of
between.
boring though.
All right, well, thank you for having us, and come experience this all firsthand at the Spatial booth in Hall 4E, and back to you, Satya.
I cannot remember. I was talking about something.
Thank you so
before.
much.
Anyway, I do want to
Thank you
do
so
a
much, Rana,
live,
Amanda, Anand, Jacob, and
you
Lynn.
know,
It's fantastic to
like,
see the
thoughts video
entirety of the
about
stack
the Avengers
come to life.
Endgame.
Just to sort of quickly recap,
And then I also want to
you
do
have
another
Azure
one
and all of the
about.
rich runtime services,
Can't remember
including
what
the
it
new
was.
mixed reality services in Azure. You have the common data model and the Microsoft Graph to
I don't know, but
bootstrap
tomorrow's
with
Google
data.
I/O too,
Of course,
so
you can bring
that's
all
gonna
of your
be
own data. Power
fantastic.
Platform on top of it can be the
Fantastic.
extensibility
Gotta have you
framework.
see
In
my
fact,
eyes.
Power Platform is the
Fantastic.
extensibility
No.
framework for both Microsoft
But-
365 and Dynamics 365, as well as your SaaS applications. And then on top of it, you have
SaaS
Microsoft
applications. That's the
365
coolest
as well as
name.
Dynamics 365.
Honestly,
so the ability
it's
for a
SaaS,
developer
but
to take
it's still
the full
cool.
stack, whatever layer that makes sense for you. That's the type of application development that
I think
we
it's
envision
SaaS,
going
but
forward. Now,
still
this
fun.
last platform.
Okay. Oh yeah,
has
I was
got,
talking about that
you know,
Imagine
real
Cup. So the
special
second
place
people
inside of
had this
Microsoft.
camera
It's gaming.
that
It
was
you know,
like
we can trace,
it was like
gaming
4 or
all
5
the way
cameras all at
back
once,
to
but
the very
it
origins
was
of
you put it
Microsoft.
up
In fact,
somewhere
this is
and then
the
it
program
uses
that Bill
machine
wrote,
learning and
very
everything.
famous,
And
one
you
night, when
let's
he-
say
I
that
think
you're
this
looking
was
for your
just before
backpack and
the
maybe you're
first
visually
IBM
impaired or
PC
whatever,
DOS
and
operating system
there's
came
like a
out,
noise
and
that
it
comes
worked
off of your
obviously on the,
device,
basic runtime,
and
somebody
then
said, hey, you need to build a
it gets
sample
louder
action,
as
so
you
he
get
decided to
closer
build Donkey.bash
and all that
that
stuff.
night.
I think it should just be
And,
like, it's to
it's
the
up on
left,
GitHub.
it's
I
to
don't
the
know what
whatever,
the pull
you know.
request status is. I'm
But
sure it'll improve after
anyway,
today. But
and yeah, and then it just
it
you
is,
know it
so for us,
helps you
gaming
find
has
it.
always
And they were
been,
called Finder.
very important.
And then the
we
third
are
guy,
very committed to
or
creating
the
a
third
tremendous
team, which was actually
opportunity
just
going
one
forward
guy,
with gaming, and it starts with the same metaphor that
he's
we
like
used for a Microsoft
either
365. That is by
like late
putting
teens or early
the
20s
gamer at the center.
age. And he's already got a patent
And
pending
ensuring
for
that they can play their games, of course, on the
basically it's a blood
console,
glucose
on
monitoring
the
thing.
PC,
All it is
as well
literally
as on
you
mobile.
take this,
Right, that's what all of our innovation,
you know, one of those like
is centered
lenses
on,
that
whether
you can put on
it is
your,
what we're doing with the Xbox,
you know,
what we're
phone
doing
camera.
with PC gaming,
It's just a
what we're
macro
doing
lens.
with
Literally
in-house
all it is
mixer
just a
is
macro
to
lens,
enable
like
that
$10,
feature
right?
for gaming.
It's got like some other stuff
Now,
to connect it
what that means
to your
is even
device
for
or
the game
whatever.
developer,
But yeah,
you
and then
wanna
you
put
take
the
a
game
photo of
developer
your
at the
eye,
center and bring
and it
the
measures
entirety
your
of
blood
the
glucose
Microsoft
through
game
your
stack,
eye,
so that
through your
developers
iris
can
and
build
everything.
amazing games.
And
In
I'm
fact,
like,
right
that
on
is
Azure, we
actually
have
really
tremendous,
awesome.
Traction
The
for game
problem,
development. You
they're
have
not the
people
problem. Like the
Rare,
thing, you know,
Ubisoft,
obviously he has to get
Wizards of the
FDA
Coast, all
approval
building
and all that
these
stuff. But
amazing game experiences using
I
the power of the
wonder,
cloud.
because I thought that you
But there are
couldn't
two
do that,
examples
because I
I just wanted
already
to call out as part
thought
of
about
gaming
that.
stack. The first
I
one
mean,
is Xbox
you
Live.
should be able to use
Now,
literally, basically, you know how like your smartwatches or your like Samsung phone has the pressure. It can measure your blood pressure and your heart rate.
the network into their gameplay.
It should be able to measure your blood glucose level. Honestly, I'm pretty sure you can through those lights, but I'm not sure. I thought you could.
Order and Chaos,
I guess not.
Modern Combat, all incorporating now Xbox Live as part of their gaming. So we think of basically Xbox Live being brought to mobile platform as being super helpful for game developers. Another service that
supposed to be at 720p at 60 frames a second. My
Azure Play Fab
video that
really
I have
captures, I think, the essence of what
their
game
live
development
video,
is all about. Because game development
that gameplay
doesn't
looked
stop with
really
the game being
pixelated.
launched.
So.
In some sense, you could even say it starts after the game is launched, because you want to be able to experiment, learn through analytics, and continuously change gameplay. And that's what is described as live ops. Just like how we have DevOps, with game development, you have something called live ops, which I think increasingly is going to be true in many of the other application development categories as well, but for sure in gaming. And that's what Azure Play Fab enables, which is it's a rich PaaS service. It's already got 1 billion accounts in it because of the gamers. Because all the developers using it are really using these accounts to help
Obviously, I'm not
going to
monetize this.
Basis.
And
I
can't even
really
monetize it anyway.
to see Roblox
I haven't met Google's criteria now, or YouTube's criteria now on that.
We're very, very excited to
I had
see
before,
how this
but
really enables all of the community of developers building on Roblox to be able to use.
So I'm probably gonna do more live videos, but not live videos on
is
live
very
videos.
Rich opportunity, and I just wanted to roll a video of GameStack for you.
But I would like to have a
the
conversation.
hardware consists of a master control and 2 player control units.
I got old games, NES. The blowing of the cartridge, that was great. What if? What if? What if?
Good shot, yes.
That's true, it does. But because blood glucose levels do cause your blood to be thicker or thinner, too. So I don't know. I mean, you're probably mostly right. I'm just saying, I don't know. But you can, I guess, because I mean, you'd think, I don't know. The eye is more viscous and, that's such a great word.
It's really exciting.
And, you can see the blood vessels a little bit better and everything. So I guess that might be how it's able to see but it measures stuff in your iris too. So I don't know. But your eye is directly correlated to your blood pressure, or your blood glucose level, I guess.
For you in this era of the cloud and the edge, to enable you to turn the dreams that you all have into reality.
No, I still think that's actually the honestly, all 3 of those were great because there was a blind guy who was in the because they only had 3 minutes to present this stuff, so they couldn't really have him give a full account of the way it helped. So they just asked him to describe it in 2 words, well, in 5 words or something like that. And he gave him 2 words, absolutely amazing. So.
It's this community here
Puppy Shark.
that has the power to create that future. And most importantly,
what is a Puppy Shark,
man? That we all want to live in. I can't wait to see the magic you build. But first, I want to leave you with a sneak peek to some magic our team is creating right outside this convention center. Thank you all very, very much. I have a fantastic build.
It's 11:15.
Thank you. Honestly, my brother might not even, like, he might have not wanted to watch this, honestly. Although he probably would have, because mainly it's me. But okay, that's kind of cool-ish. Augmented reality Minecraft. What the? I don't understand. Some guy just took her phone and then, like, yeah. Puppy shark. That's great. All right, I guess that's over. Yeah, it's over. Thank goodness. Actually, it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. It was, let's see, like 1.5 hours? Yeah, like a little bit less than 1.5 hours. It took me like 25 minutes easily to try and find something to prop my phone up on it. So build wasn't really that different from last year, honestly. They were talking about basically literally the cloud. Practically it. I mean, they're just strengthening the cloud, their cloud called Azure. And that, you know, I guess that's just where they're going with their thing. Because they want all their apps to be available on every device. That's how they are. That's how Natia, or what, you know, the CEO of Microsoft now. There's like every single CEO, Satya Nadella, there we go. Who's the CEO of Google? I can't remember his name, but he's also Indian. I mean, like, who isn't nowadays in the tech industry practically? I mean, in the software industry, I guess. Like, I'm not trying to be like, you know, racial profiling or anything like that, but it's really true, sadly. It's like mostly Asians or people from India, and that's kind of upsetting to me in a sense, because we're kind of just like sitting back and letting all these other countries do everything else, and it's like stuff like that is frustrating to me. But because we used to be the best, and we're not anymore. But that's because of certain other things, and I don't want to get political at all, so I'm just not gonna even go there right now. Like, but the best part about this country is that we can agree to disagree, and not, you know, not really fight, not be like, I mean, we could argue, but we don't have to like get into fisticuffs, you know. It's just, but because trust me, I'd win. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so yeah, that's over. Tomorrow's build, or not build, but Google I/O. So I might do something for that. I'm not sure. Probably a little bit later, maybe today, I'll do a discussion video about Avengers Endgame. So, and how that was. It will be full of spoilers if anybody has not seen it by now, which, like, let's face it, if you even care at all, you'll have seen it by now. So, well, I mean, actually a friend of mine hasn't seen it yet, and he might be waiting until tomorrow, because here in town, at our movie theater, we have $5 Tuesday nights, so, or Tuesday, they call it Super Movie Nights, so Super Movie Tuesday or something like that, and it's really cool. So, and yeah, he's just, my friend he doesn't have a lot of money, so I was just like, you know, you can go on Tuesday at $5. It was $5 when I went last week, so that's awesome, you know. But yeah, so I'll do a video on that, and then I think I had another video that I wanted to do, another live broadcast, but I was just like, I was just like, I don't know if I really can do a live broadcast because I'm not, I'd have to be watching chat, although right now there's not that many people on. Like I said, my brother's probably asleep still right now, so he stays up like all night, and but yeah. So I guess I'm gonna get off. I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, talk to you guys later.